Howdy, folks. Chris Gordon back with you. Today's more of an opinion or a thought than it is any kind of lesson per se. Let's check this out. And today I want to talk about a very interesting discussion I had with a student of mine, and it's in regards to practice. What is practice? And it was very insightful because, one of the reasons that I love teaching so much is that I learn so much. I can only hope that my students learn as much from me as I do from them. And this particular question came up with regards to a YouTube thing, and I love YouTube. I think it's such a great tool, and it's just great to have everything there and explore. You can get lost. You can almost forget about your life half the time, just scrolling through YouTube stuff. But this student said something very interesting with regards to what they were seeing, and I saw the same thing. I started to do my diligence on that front, and that is, you go on YouTube and you'll see a post from a guitar player, whether it's a YouTuber or just someone you first stumbled across, that says, "Oh, I'm practicing," let's say Hotel California, practicing Hotel California, the guitar solo to Hotel California, and then they proceed to play it spotless. They destroy it. It's amazing. It's absolutely gorgeous. It could be any solo, And I'm guilty of this, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm guilty. I've done it. I've said, practicing Far Beyond the Sun. I'm full of shit. Okay? I'm full of shit because what I posted was a performance of Far Beyond the Sun. Practicing most of the time is not a pretty thing. If I was to post my practice sessions, I don't think it would get any views. It certainly wouldn't hit any algorithm, and it's not designed to. That's not what practice is. Practice is not this joyous performance. It is getting under the hood. It's the difference between driving the car and working on the car. If you're working on the car, the hood is up or you're underneath of it, working on, carburetor or whatever it is, whatever kind of car you drive or motorcycle, whatever it is. The end result is the ride. Oh yeah, I got my timing great on the engine, man. This is going to be a great drive. We're going to have a great Sunday afternoon drive through the countryside kind of thing. But to get the car to that point, that's not, the practice had, or the working on the car was the preliminary. That was what enabled the great experience of driving the car. So when you're practicing, it has nothing to do with performance. Performance is when it's ready to present to an audience. And the audience could be the YouTube audience. It could be the stage. It could be the recording studio when you go in to record a track. When you get into the studio, especially if you're paying for it, you want to be at performance level. So you're knocking it out kind of thing, right? So I'm going to just kind of briefly walk you through my vision of what I call the three tiers: practice, playing, and performance. They're all different from each other. As I said, with performance, we'll work backwards. With performance, that's the end result. You're up there, you're playing it, and you're nailing the parts, and you're completely confident in what the part is, and you're connected with the band. That's performance. This is not a shot against YouTubers that use the vernacular at all. I want to make that very clear. I've done it. I realize now that I was incorrect in using that word. I should have said, it's even fair enough to say a run through. Here's a run through of Far Beyond the Sun. Fair enough. Okay. But for me to say I'm practicing Far Beyond the Sun at that level and playing it note for note, it's not true. It's just not true. And it's not good for the players, the young players that are coming up. Because if they see that and they say, oh, well, that's practice, you know, and well, I can barely get this together. I'm still learning my fingering. Now, what I just did there, I'm not in the right key because I'm tuned in standard. That's practice. It's not in time. It's, you know, still trying to get all that minutia, you know. But no one's going to post that. You're not going to sit there and post your practice. No one would sit through it. It's hard enough for the individual to sit through their own practice because practice is not comfortable. It's not necessarily a good space initially to be in. Now, I'm a nerd. I love practicing. And yeah, it can be a little hard on me sometimes because I might be working through a sight reading piece, you know, a particular passage that I really want to get right. And it sounds like dog shit. You know, and that's the thing. Practice sounds like dog shit a lot of the times. And that's okay. Because I think if you're in an uncomfortable space in that moment, you're growing. You've got to push through it. You got to get it right, you know, and that's what practice is. Practice is pushing through, working on the fingering. You know, if I'm playing, let's take this one. Wolfheart. I'm just doing the first two bars right here. Or this one. This one's really, this part. Or I could have gone. No one's going to sit through that. Why would you post that? There's no reason to post it. Because it's practice. That's the behind the scenes stuff, right? Like, look at an actor, right? An actor's working on a character. And I can speak on this because I've done a lot of acting. You're working on a character. When you see the movie or you go to the stage production, you're seeing the final product, which is that character is now completely realized. The blocking, the lines, all of that is memorized. It's integral. It's all there. It might be fun to watch an actor develop a character, but it's rare that you're going to, you know, see a musician develop their technique. What you see is the technique developed. You see the final product, or at least a product that's in progress. If you're an instructor, you know, a guitar teacher, and you have students that find themselves sometimes in a place of disparagement because what they're seeing on YouTube. And now, of course, you know, nowadays, you know, and I'm not going to get into this, but I'm going to mention it. You know, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube now that's been so edited and doctored that you're not seeing reality. It's like seeing a movie. Nowadays, with the editing tools and stuff like that, I mean, I could edit this thing down to, you know, where I'm playing absolutely perfectly. I was accused once of that some years back. I did a video of a string skipping lick, and I was accused of speeding up the video. The reality is I didn't have the technology. Like, I don't even if I have it, I probably do, but I wouldn't know how to use it. I'm not that bright when it comes to that kind of technical stuff, right? So it was kind of a backhanded compliment. But having said that, what I posted that day when I was doing this crazy string skipping lick, it wouldn't have seen the light of day had I not nailed it. You know, so it wasn't me practicing the string skipping lick. I was performing it. I had honed it. I had it. I could play it. And I could play it pretty much on cue. And that's when the camera goes on, right? And you have it to that point. So I just wanted to bring that up. Now I want to talk about one last thing, which is the middle ground. The middle ground of playing the guitar. Not practicing, not performing, playing. Playing the guitar is the most intimate experience you can have with your instrument, because it's ultimately the reason we picked it up, which is to get enjoyment from it, to get something back. It doesn't always have to be a tool to have fame, fortune, or any of those other things, though that's not a bad thing to have, and it's worth the pursuit. Don't get me wrong, it's worth the pursuit. But playing the guitar in that sense where you're just enjoying it. I'm not playing for anybody but myself. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, between students, I had some downtime here in my studio, and I had worked on a scale in a practice situation, and the scale was a pentatonic extraction from a diminished scale in G half whole. Okay, and what I did was I extracted some notes to make it a pentatonic scale, and one of the lines that came from that practice was this: F, G, and A flat, and I just started. Now I'm no longer practicing. Now I'm just playing. I'm like, but then it occurred to me. I was like, well, wait a minute. I don't have to use that dominant chord. I could use a B flat dominant chord, a minor third above, right? And all of a sudden, I had an idea, and it was an idea I really enjoyed, but I wasn't getting into my own head and going, okay, let's, shut everything down and fire up the recording studio and get this down. I was just enjoying the moment of that sound. I wasn't thinking technique. None of that. This is just me playing the guitar. I'm just messing with it, right? And that to me is playing the guitar. I'm just playing the guitar. I'm not trying to play for anybody. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I am just trying to speak to my inner voice of creativity. Now I am consciously at this point thinking of, oh, well, okay, I'm using theoretical concepts here, right? But I'm not letting that override the sheer joy, or if I'm noodling around, a lot of people don't hear that coming from me. Like, I don't post videos of me just sitting here randomly noodling on. It's kind of like a writer, if you're writing poetry or maybe you're writing a script, maybe you're writing a story. This is a character development of one of the characters in the story. But there's no necessarily rhyme or reason to what I'm playing right now. It's noodling. But noodling is playing. That's playing the guitar. Right? I'm not thinking of my technique. I'm not thinking of anything other than just expressing myself in the moment. And it's my moment, right? If I find something from this, I'm going to work that into a point where it's performance level, so that the people hear the performance, which is the final product, or at least getting close to the final product. Okay. So anyway, that's what I wanted to discuss with you all today. Hope you're all having a good one. Enjoy the weekend. Talk to you soon.